Today we're going to talk a little bit about the athletics badge in Explorer Scouts. Um, Unlike the badges that exist for the previous sections in Scouting, there's no Athletics Plus badge version of this or other similar badges. This is pretty standalone. I would, however, point out the fact that if you are looking to go towards your King Scout Award, Duke of Edinburgh's award scheme, which is tied closely to that, has a section of it that is the physical section, and that requires sort of showing improvement in a physical exercise or activity or sport over an extended period of time, perhaps 6 months, 12 months, 18 months, etc. And by doing that, if you're going to already basically do a sport as a part of that Duke of Edinburgh's award scheme, you may as well pick this up along the way. So if you let your Explorer unit leader know that you're intending on doing that, then they can of course try and support you in it, because if it's related to the badge and the Duke of Edinburgh's award scheme, they'll support you the best they can. Number one, run through appropriate warm-up exercise routine that involves gentle stretching, loosening exercises using all the main muscle groups. This is quite important, obviously, making sure that you warm up and stretch and loosen up. It helps prevent muscle damage, helps improve performance, things like that. You can look up plenty of exercise online. There's many of them. Unlike the previous sections badges, this does have a time expectancy on it. The others don't. This one is saying that it must be between 5 and 10 minutes. After the session, you've got to do the same thing but for warm down, of course. This is identical pretty much to all the way back to Beavers. Number two here, we have discussed the safety rules for athletics, particularly throwing and jumping events. Obviously, shot puts and javelin are particularly dangerous in terms of throwing those items. And jumping events, you can hurt yourself quite badly if you land in the wrong method, the wrong place, with inappropriate padding and inappropriate footwear, etc. But that's simple enough to figure out. The next page here is probably the main one, really, that is to demonstrate an athletic discipline to other explorers and encourage them to try it out. I would mention actually that you can potentially relate this into the U-Shape Award, which is one of the newer awards in scouting, which is related to sort of taking a leadership role, even in your own section. Of course, if you want to talk to your Explorer Scout leader about potentially running this part, but rather than for explorers, do it for Scout section, that would be a very easy way to tick off one of your requirements for the Young Leaders Awards and get that Young Leader belt, essentially. So, and obviously it's down to your Explorer Scouts leaders' discretion, basically, as to whether they want that and will allow that. But I don't see a reason why not. Basically, helping younger sections is a big part of scouting. Remember, you're not expected to have skills in instructing or coaching to complete the steps. Someone with the appropriate experience will supervise you all. Yeah, I mean, generally speaking, if you're a more older explorer, you should have a better idea about this, and be sensible enough to coach and instruct on your own to some extent. Um, Instruct and coach on your own to some extent. But of course, there will be an adult leader there to supervise and help out. Number two, we have take part in at least 2 competitions and demonstrations. Discuss your performance and how to improve the examiner or instructor. I'd like to make sure that you know that, as with every badge in Scouts, pretty much, if you've done this outside of Scouting, then you can just bring in evidence that you've done it and they will sign it off for you. Your leader will sign it off for you, essentially. And again, you can sort of backdate this to the time that you joined Explorers too. I wouldn't go so far as to backdate it into Scouts and things like that, but if you are already having done a number of different athletics activities, like you have done sprint for school competition or something, that would count towards this. And of course, discussing your performance and keeping a track of it. Again, I would make this pretty related to the Duke of Edinburgh's award schemes and that physical aspect of those awards, you may as well join them together in Explorers, because ultimately your goal in Explorers is to get that King Scout award, or at least get as high as something like the Chief Scout's Diamond Award if you can. Um, of course, all this kind of things with improving your physical abilities will help you whenever you try and do an Explorer belt over a number of days of hiking, etc. So it's all worth doing in the end. I believe that's it for Explorers, so hopefully that was useful, and have a great day.